The last weekend of an Indian summer, rucksacked and ready for 2 autumnal days in the Lakeland Fells. But this is no ordinary weekend. No gentle stroll in the footsteps of Wordsworth. No firelit evenings in country pubs. For 2,500 fell runners, orienteers and mountain walkers, this is the most important date in the calendar. The Karrimor International Mountain Marathon.
11:02, Dave Tebbott and Mike Willoughby. We've got it here.
It's Friday afternoon, and they've driven from all over the British Isles and beyond to check in early for tomorrow's race.
You've got your 2 rucksacks?
Yep.
Okay, can you sign it please for me?
1,300 pairs of hopefuls who must run 2 by 2 and carry with them all they need to survive for 2 days in the mountains. Anyone who enters the Karrimor expects their physical and mental capabilities to be stretched. It's meant to be a challenge, and it is. Designed to separate the mountain men from the mountain boys, or indeed the mountain women from the mountain girls. A peculiarly British event. Years of experience behind some of them, kit pruned to a minimum and already packed. You can tell it's serious. The Army and Air Force are here, and no doubt the Navy too. Not ordered to run, but doing the Karrimor because they love it.
That's for tonight. And the shirt. And a compass. And a compass, well.
For husband and wife Al and Andrea Evans from Stockport, it's their second Karrimor.
Because half of the challenge is just the navigating, so it doesn't pay to whiz off, and I like to be with somebody stronger than myself to pull me round.
Now, do you share the responsibility? Do you share the navigation, for example?
Well, I generally do. When I get it wrong, she tells me and puts me right.
What's your navigation like?
Oh, I think we're quite good. I think we have to be because where we live, you know, from the kinder there. There's not many landmarks up there.
What sort of training have you put in this year? Have you been out many times?
Well, I have, personally. I reckon Andrew's done about as much in the last 10 weeks as we'll be expected to do in 2 days this weekend.
Andrea, I know you've got special problems because this is, in fact, the first weekend you've been away without the baby.
Yeah.
And I think the baby's only just weaned, in fact, isn't he?
Tonight's the first night he's gone without being breastfed, so I think my mum's in for some problems as well.
Choosing your partner is a tricky business. The event has 5 different classes, and if you're in the elite category, you've got to have a partner that can keep up with you, as David and Miriam Rosen from London have discovered.
We're a husband and wife, but we're not a husband and wife team. We're doing it with another couple. We're wife swapping for the weekend.
Have you done this before?
Yes, I've done it about 12 times, and Miriam's done it about 10 times.
How have you done in previous Karrimors?
Well, my best ever position with this year's partner, Ros Evans, rather, was 5th, and that was a couple of years ago in Scotland.
So you've done this wife swapping before then?
That's
Only
right.
once, yes.
2 years ago we did it.
In Scotland, when Malcolm and I did the A and David and Ros were 5th, was it, in the elite?
Yes.
But no matter what class you're running in, the rules are strict. Everyone has to carry specified survival gear, every item presented for inspection. Doesn't matter who you are, even if you've entered all 18 Karrimors since the event began, like Mike Cuddihy and John Richardson. In fact, they're the only ones who have run every year.
I want to see your survival blanket.
Anyway, space blanket.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Can I see your emergency rations?
Yeah. This is homemade stuff. Bit of chocolate, bit of gunpowder, bit of bull's blood, you know.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay.
Well, that's mine.
Thank you.
That's different. I haven't seen one of those.
That's a bar of marzipan, I think. It started life as a bar of marzipan. I think it's now a bar of something else.
Very good.
Still waiting for an emergency, aren't
It's been with me, man and boy, yes.
This is the first time competitors have seen the exact area the 5 courses cover. Year in, year out, it's one of the best-kept sporting secrets. And details like which of the 48 checkpoints competitors must visit won't be revealed until after they start the two-day marathon. The organisers don't even announce what part of the country the Karrimor is being held in until 10 days before the race.
And everybody in this event will know the Lake District. We don't come up specially to try and second guess where the course is going to go. It would be useless to do so, really. And anyway, a large part of the attraction is that you get your course and you do it on the day. And I can't remember ever going round a course in all the 17 I've completed and saying, oh, I've done this leg before, I'll be able to do it. It just doesn't strike you on the day.
Every competitor's progress will be timed, plotted and predicted. Because in the Lakeland Fells at the end of October, there is one variable.
We've had boiling sun. I've seen people lay flat suffering from heat stroke, and we've also had snow on more than one occasion.
Which do you prefer?
Something in between.
What would you, if you had a choice, what would your ideal conditions be tomorrow?
About a force 9 gale, mist down to 500 feet, and horizontal rain, I think.
Why is that?
It's the only bloody chance we have of doing really well.
And there speaks the voice of experience. Meanwhile, long after prudent competitors have settled in their tents, marshals and officials prepare for the morning.
As they come through, can you ask them their team number and record it on the sheet together with the time that they pass through?
But the difficulties of organising the event are nothing compared with the trials and tribulations of competing in it.
We've tended to go in for homemade gear, and on one particular occasion in Scotland, I was carrying a sack which I'd made, a rucksack, out of an old tent bag. It was made of an old tent bag and car seat belts. And we were running across a stretch of heathery moor, and with John screeching for me to slow down a bit, which I did because the sack split from top to bottom and the contents just dropped out. We had to bind it all together, and if I hadn't have had a bin liner to hold everything, it would have been disastrous. So I did the Karrimor that year, from halfway through the first day with a bin liner for a rucksack.
For fair weather runners, conditions on day one at Troutbeck are almost ideal. Clear, bright and dry. There's been a light frost overnight around Windermere. Good running weather. In the start area, competitors assemble in their fell running kit. For some, it's state-of-the-art running gear, designed in fashion-conscious Oldham. Others prefer the more traditional après-chute look. And footwear? Well, that depends on whether you're a runner or a walker. Yes, dress is distinctly optional. As for the course, in the cold light of day, the terrain looks decidedly serious.
But what's concerning us really is that there seems to be a very wide scatter of control points. So it could be difficult decisions to make.
With so much ground to cover, the weight of your rucksack is critical. An extra pullover might cost you the championship. Last year's winning margin over 2 days in the elite class was only 2 seconds. And this year, Derek Ratcliffe and Pete Irwin are hoping for a hat-trick.
Well, I think we stand as good a chance as anybody. I think there'll be about 6 to 8 teams involved, but we stand a pretty good chance. We're both fit.
Is the competition worse than last year, would you say?
No, I think about the same, really, isn't it?
Same.
What do you think, Derek? A good chance?
Yeah, we're as fit as the other years, if not fitter.
10 to 11, the 495, 496, 497.
C 865, 866, 867. Score 1265, 1266, 1267.
With 17 Karrimors behind them, Mike and John don't take a 50-mile run too seriously.
You feeling fit, Mike? Fit to drop.
You're all right when we get going, Houser?
Having started, no one knows at this stage where they're supposed to be going. So for all 1,300 pairs, the first stop is the same. Half a mile into the race, pick up your control card and mark your planned route. There are 5 courses, but a wide variety of possible lines between checkpoints. You simply go whichever way you think will get you there the quickest.
Southern re-entrant.
Al and Andrea, running in the B, decide the course offers some nasty surprises. Route planning is critical. This is where the orienteers come into their own. A direct line between 2 control points may not always be the quickest. Difficult choices have to be made between long, easy routes and short, steep ones. And you need the wisdom of Solomon sometimes to find a route that suits you and your partner.
Fairfield, Brown. Yeah. 4 Rough Weight Lodge. Yeah. 5 Burks. Just on Burks. Yeah. 6 right on the 435. Yeah.
439. 439. That's the one on the over the grid.
With 150 square miles of open country to get lost in, it's very tempting to follow another pair. But even if they're running the same class, they may have no idea where they're heading. You can spot the serious runners, moving fast uphill. Those who seem to know exactly where they're going. Then there are those who, well, aren't even sure where they are. With just over an hour's running behind them, last year's winners, Derek Ratcliffe and Pete Irwin, have already overtaken several pairs in the elite class, closely followed by the wife-swapping team of David Rosen and Ros Evans.
Looking through the start list, it seems to be a very strong field this year, but given a bit of mist, we can beat the rest of them. Ros is very competitive, and we're out not just to be the first mixed team, we're actually out to be very near the top in the whole race. We keep going, and towards the end of the second day, that's where it pays off. We keep passing these pairs collapsed by the wayside. We try and keep the food very handy and eat it as we're perhaps going uphill. But we do find it's very important to eat. A lot of pairs come to grief because they keep going until they drop and then start eating, and it's important to eat before you're very hungry.
Mind you, at this stage the runners aren't thinking of food so much as drink. The day is rapidly warming up, and they've already climbed over 700 feet from the starting line to the top of Kirkstone Pass. Ahead of them, there's another 1,000 feet to the summit of Red Screes. Not so much a mountain walk, more a rocky scramble. Down to the valley again, and the runners are already feeling the effects of 3,000 feet of ascent. Some like to keep running. Others decide it's time for a liquid lunch. Water straight from the beck tastes as good as a pint of beer at this stage. If only they'd realised there was a pub just out of sight, 300 yards away.
So it's brisk run down, or did you want to?
No, I don't want to use the road, but we go across.
Yeah,
and
then
past
the other side.
Past the other side of the water.
How do you decide which way you're going to go from here?
Well, we're on the score course and we need a minimum of 250 points over the 2 days, which is as good as 130 each day. And we're halfway through our time exactly now. So we've got 60 points so far, so we want to aim for a minimum more 70.
Are you on schedule or not?
We're slower than we thought we were going to be. It's a bit hot for us today, I think.
Are you hampered by the size of your packs, do you think?
Well,
a little.
Yes.
I think it's because we've not got the most expensive lightweight kit.
That's
We've
right.
gone for comfort rather than absolute minimum
I mean,
weight.
these other blokes can go around and spend a lot of money and buy lightweight sacks, lightweight sleeping bags and lightweight tents. We've just got our standard walking gear.
By late afternoon, they've covered about 20 miles, and some have still got a spring in their step.
Come on, dear, put a spurt on.
Oh, God.
Some run straight through, confident of their route finding. But Phil Burke, one of Britain's leading rock climbers, seems less sure of his way on a grassy surface.
The other footpath. It's on the junction of the other footpath.
Frontrunners on the easier courses are now nearing the end of their first day. But the perversity of the course planners means they have another 600 feet of ascent and descent to reach their overnight campsite. To a Saturday afternoon stroller, it's all completely baffling. Four-fifths of the runners are camping in this idyllic valley, even though they'll be too tired to care. For the rest of the field, the elite and A classes, camp is a bleak plateau, 700 feet higher.
Right, come on. Quickly, last control. Punch your card. That'll do. Top of the hill, call your number, and you finish. Well done.
The greatest luxury is putting dry socks on, even if supper isn't too promising. And there's only one way to keep socks dry in wet shoes. But nothing can raise the spirits of last year's winners in the elite class.
We think we're about 20 minutes down on Ken Taylor and Robin Bryson.
Realistically then, what chance have you got of catching them up tomorrow?
No chance unless they make a mistake. I think that's the only chance.
Has it boiled yet? Yeah. Yeah, well, listen.
You look tired, Ros. What sort of day have you had?
Long day.
Was it hard?
There seemed to be a lot of climbing in it.
Well, you've done a lot of them, so how does it compare with others?
I much prefer it to last year. I didn't like last year's because it was too flat.
David, not to put too fine a point on it, what are the sleeping arrangements? Because your wife and Roz's husband are in fact here on the site. Now, how do you sleep?
We stay in our pairs. I stay with Roz, otherwise it's too complicated for cooking and things like that.
What are you eating tonight? It looks pretty substantial.
Just a mixture of solid stuff rather than dehydrated peas, carrots, potato, and then a tin of stew meat.
Wasn't it heavy to carry?
Yeah, it's worth it though.
What sort of a day have you had?
Oh, a good day. I enjoyed it.
Was it hard?
Fairly high, you know, it's been a good class though. You know, this has been a real one, and it's a pity that, you know, there's a lot of boys haven't finished and they're going to be out in the dark, because it's been a superb day and a superb course, but they haven't just had the time to complete it.
Breakfast time on day 2. By 7 o'clock, most runners are tucking into porridge and tea to fortify them over another 15 miles. The camp has grown overnight because hundreds of competitors in the B, C and score classes arrived after dark. Some running repairs are needed.
This is my emergency kit.
Contouring round the big hills, so my ankles just went. It was really just tired, really.
What time did you get in last night?
About
6 3/4 hours, so that's from 9 o'clock.
Were you almost ready to give up?
I was ready to give up after 6 miles. I just sort of hung on for the rest.
7:46 on the line. $7:47 on the line.
The front runners in each class have a staggered starting time, corresponding to the number of seconds they lie behind the leading pair. Positions after day 1 have been logged by computer overnight. For all but the leaders, it's a mass start.
Next one is 442.
442.
070.
It'll be 070 on the line.
417 then 36.
Only 3 checkpoints now before home. But the runners are taking it easy, with a lot of climbing ahead of them before Troutbeck and the finish. With 30 miles behind them, the C and score classes are nearing their final summit. "2,000 feet up and feeling on top of the world. It's a glorious day and they can look forward to a gentle descent to the finish. But some of the B class are taking a less scenic route below them. The Kirkstone Pass, only 4 miles from home, but it's impossible to tell who's winning as they come into the final checkpoint because the 5 classes all have different start times.
Okay.
Just coming around the corner on the elite class in the 1985 Karrimor International Mountain Marathon. Ken Taylor from Rossendale and Robin Bracey from Dublin.
For Ken Taylor, it's sweet revenge after being pipped last year by 2 seconds in the elite class. For his partner Robin Brayson, it's his first Karrimor. After 2 days and up to 60 miles running, it's an achievement even to complete the course. Only 2/3 of the starters do. And even the first home in this year's elite class can't claim their title until every item of survival equipment they started with has been checked in.
Whistle.
Space blanket.
There.
Compass.
There.
Map, yeah. Rucksack, obviously.
And coming down the slopes to the finish rounded now is Derek Ratcliffe and Peter Owen, second place in the elite class. They've had over 7 hours yesterday and over 4 hours today on the fells. They're coming in now in second place to finish the Karrimor International Mountain Marathon. Please give them a good hand, everybody.
For Derek Ratcliffe and Pete Owen from Rossendale in Lancashire, there's no hat-trick. They've been beaten by an hour.
Coming into the finish now are team 417, Alan and Andrea Evans from Stockport.
We've finished, so
Yeah.
please.
And we weren't last, I don't think. At one stage last night, Andrea wasn't too keen on the idea today, but she did great. Back next year. Oh,
I'll get some training in it and doing it. Never again without training.
The wife-swapping couple, David Rosen and Ros Evans, win the mixed doubles in the elite class.
The team now coming down the track is the all-veterans elite team of John Richardson from Farnhill Keighley and Mike Cuddihy from Buxton.
But the only pair to enter all 18 Karrimors, John Richardson and Mike Cuddihy, arrive hours later than expected.
John Richardson and Mike Cuddihy.
John, Mike, what kept you?
John's clumsiness.
This really, I managed to leap off a wall in the first hour and sprain my ankle. Didn't really realise how bad it was until I got through to the camp on the first day. Took my sock off and saw this florid patch all over my ankle and quite a lot of swelling. Thought I might not manage to start the second day, but it seemed to ease up a little during the night. So I thought, well, give it a go. And he's terrific. Yeah. He really is, yeah.
Did he have to carry you?
Well, no,
Only
I
the
carried my
sack?
sack a lot. And it's only pride, it's only selfish pride, and then we put it on just here, really.
The ankle John Richardson thought he'd sprained turned out to be fractured. He had run 50 miles with a broken leg.